We're here with Dr. Chris Edwardson, family doctor in Dallas, Oregon, who has a heart for the lost, always sharing his faith. And, you know, I was up at the historic races at Laguna Seca, and I went into the restroom, and it's crowded with guys, you know, and there's a middle-aged man there trying to take care of the sink.
Right.
And all there. And everybody's splashing. And as soon as they splashed, he politely went around and he was wiping. He was assigned to keep that place neat. But everybody was pushing him around. They didn't even see him. You know,
Felt
they're
invisible.
just bumping him and just going around him and stuff. But he had the nicest look on his face, and he was going to do his job really well. And I went up and I put my arm around him. And I said, I really appreciate the job you're doing here, what you're doing for us. And I gave him a little money. I said, thank you, and God bless you. And he looked at me, and he just couldn't believe it. I said, he says, thank you. He says, God bless you.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Now, I didn't say, he may have already been a Christian, but you know what? He needed some encouragement. I mean, I can imagine myself being there and being so put down that nobody even cares. And you're doing your job the best you could possibly do it. And nobody cared, but there was this one guy. There's this one Christian. No doubt he went home and told his parents, his family. You know, there was a Christian that came in today and gave me some money and thanked me. And he said, God bless you. And that affects not just that person.
It's all the people they tell.
He'll tell that story. That was an unusual situation for him. He'll tell everybody. You know, he'll tell his family and his kids and whatever.
Well, imagine as Christians if we didn't have anyone encouraging us, even if he was a man of faith. I mean, I'd hate to be thinking that we weren't in a team. That was the thing that made us so excited that 1997 meeting is that we had a bunch of other people that felt the same way, that loved people.
A simple act of kindness.
Oh, it's all it takes.
Can it change
people's
lives? It can open them up to the gospel.
Oh, that's true.
It can change. I mean, we have no idea how that one act of kindness can go. And you think, we have these opportunities around us all the time.
Do you know something that illustrated that for me? I recall that I prayed for a patient in the hospital when they just have a drape between them. And this man didn't have any family, and he was sick and really bad. And I prayed for him. It was probably 2 years later that I heard that the man in the bed next to him had Christians talk to him about faith, and he had rejected them. And his brother-in-law came to me and said, I just been wanting to tell you, Dr. Edwardson. He said that, do you remember when you prayed for an old man in the hospital in 19 da-da-da? And I said, yeah, I do, actually. And he said, do you know what? I don't know what happened to that guy, but my brother-in-law came to the Lord. Something about your prayer impacted him. That he thought, this God must be real. This doctor is praying for him.
That's it.
And he said, and I never spoke to him. I never said anything to him. I didn't even know he was listening. He was just kind of listening in on the conversation. I thought he was there. And he heard this genuine prayer of concern, and he thought, I need that God. And he became a Christian. He went to his brother-in-law who led him to the Lord, and he says, but you know what made the difference? I've been talking to him for years. He heard your prayer. And he said that's what his key was.
And you heard that how much later?
2 years later.
2 years later. And what did that do to you when you heard that?
Well, it encouraged me to do a little more praying in return.
But didn't that just like bring
it lifted
joy?
Who knew?
Who knew?
It's in fact, I think it's so kind of God that he'll send people back and tell you things. And that's what I mean by encouraging one another. I mean, that's what he was doing. Who knows what the man who's cleaning the lavatory goes home and is encouraged. And who knows what
until
he'll
we
do.
get to Jesus, until we get to heaven, we won't know these stories. But you know, in John 15:11, one of the great promises in all of Scripture says, when you bear fruit, therein you're my disciples. Therein my joy remain with you, and your joy will remain full.
Oh, so true.
Isn't it
it's
true?
a promise that's true.
Isn't that our experience?
And when you live it, you don't ever want to go back.
This is not a burden. It's like, where can we go next, right? Well, who can we touch next?
By the way, that man got better and got out of the hospital.
I hope so.
Yeah, the one I prayed for, which is cool too, but that wasn't what the big effect was.
That's right. More importantly, we're going to see him in heaven.
Yeah.
Chris, I love what you're saying. We definitely share the same heart. We're going to be talking more with Dr. Chris Edwardson on another segment.